I remember I had been traveling abroad for work. I had had a really hectic schedule that week. I was pretty exhausted, so I went to bed about 2 a.m. I woke up at 7 o'clock, went into the bathroom.
For some reason, I called out to him and said, "Are you okay?" I'm not sure why. And he responded saying, "Yeah, he's fine."
I turned around, walked back out of the bathroom, and I don't remember anything.
Next thing, I just heard this almighty crash next to the bed. So terrified, jumped out of bed, went running around, and he was lying on the floor. He had hit his face with all his weight on the bedside table and was bleeding quite heavily. And so this is what happened next. I got down on the floor next to him. There was clearly a lot of blood.
Yeah, that's cool. Put that pressure on the cheek. Good firm pressure. Hold it there.
So much blood.
I'm going to get some towels.
I went into the bathroom and got fresh towels to try and slow down the blood from flowing.
Take your hand off. Put that on there. Okay, keep that pressure.
I knew I needed to get him to A&E as quickly as possible. At the time, it felt like the quickest way was for me to just take him there in the car. But if it were to happen again, I'd call 999, get that medical help quicker.
Yeah, ambulance, please. Yeah, he's bleeding heavily, so there's a lot of blood.
We kept pressure on the wound, and luckily, the blood was starting to clot by the time we got to the hospital.
If someone is bleeding heavily, put pressure on the wound with whatever is available to stop or slow down the flow of blood. Call 999.
Yeah, ambulance, please.
Keep pressure on the wound until help arrives.
It was a really difficult time for me after the accident. The thing that struck me the most with what Dave said was the sheer terror that he felt when he realized that I was bleeding everywhere.
I think it's made us both aware of how precious life is and how you can't take things for granted and how things can change so suddenly.
I spent almost 8 days in intensive care. I had 3 operations. I think it's absolutely critical that people understand what you need to do in a situation like I found myself in.